You know, as a parent, I can't imagine going through anything like this. So I think whenever you see those videos, it's really easy to, feel the weight of the heart, of your heart, and feel like just this prayer and this blessing for this family. But I want y'all to realize this. One, I wish I would have got to meet Luke. Now, I think he and I would have got along great, except for one thing. I'm a Cowboys fan, and he was a New Orleans fan. We'd argue a lot, and I would have liked to argue with him because I think he was pretty fiery. But the thing that we have to understand is how awesome would it be for everybody in this room's lives to matter as much as his, and the impact that he is making on this world through all of this with his dad and his mom. Think about that. If we got to do that. And so I know it's really tough, and as I said, I've got 2 kids and they're in my world, and I can't imagine, but we need to celebrate what this young man represented and what he's doing for families that are going through the same thing that his family went through. I'm going to tell a couple stories, and then I'm going to tell you what the football team, what we're about. But this morning, I got to work, and I don't have my 254 number anymore, so if you're wondering, that's my Waco number, and threw that away as soon as I could get to the 806. And so one of my really good friends, he's the team doctor at Baylor. He didn't have that number, so he DMs me. He said, "Man, I need you. Could you give me a call?" And so I called him, and I said, "What's up, Dr. Brad?" And he said, "Well, man, I need your help. There's a young man, his parents are Red Raiders, and there's a young man, 9 years old, who came to us, they were camping, and came up to his parents, said, 'My head hurts,' and then drops. Hasn't made conscious since." And I said, "What do you need?" He said, "Well, we're going to do a fundraiser. Could you do some, a helmet? Could you do balls, all that stuff?" I said, "Yeah, I'm also going to send you a book." And I said, "Then I'm going to send you a number, because I am going to an event tonight that I think this father can help your friends more than me signing a helmet, because he's gone through everything your friend's going through." So if you don't think that what we're doing tonight's important and not affecting the world, there's 2 people that are going to be brought together, but they both have each other's numbers. Dr. Brad texted me. He goes, "Is it cool if I call Tim?" I said, "Yeah, that's his mission. That's what he wants to do." And so this morning till tonight, just those 2 hand in hand is so important. The reason I think I would like Luke so much, and I like Luke and his spirit so much, is the more I talk to his dad, he always talks about, and we all saw it in the video, fight like Luke, fight like Luke, fight like Luke. And in West Texas, we all have a chip on our shoulder. That's kind of who we are. And so the more I learned about him, there was a couple things I love. He loves number 3. And so I'm sure some of y'all have seen it on social media. You're going to see shirts. It's really cool that we're TTU, so it's Take 3 University. I saw Tim, he was doing this earlier. You'll see this in probably every game, because we talk about turnovers. As you know, you get 3 turnovers, a +3, you're going to win 93% of your games. Chris, I don't know if you know, that's a pretty good winning percentage if you can win 93% of your games. And so 3 is a huge number for me, and I always talk about Take 3. But my mentor, whenever he brought me to Baylor, one thing that Matt Rule does is he has this brand. And so the more I started thinking about Luke, the brand is the toughest, hardest working, most competitive team in the country. And I was like, I bet Luke was a lot like that. Especially like the Saints, because they won a little, not as much as the Cowboys. Of late, you've won a lot more. I'm just messing with you, man. I started thinking about that. I was like, Luke is the brand. Luke is the brand. He is the toughest. He is the hardest working. He was so competitive. And so I started thinking about it. And so Matt Rule, his deal was, if you looked at Baylor football players in 17, 18, 19, and it carried on to the seniors this year, the single digits were voted on as the brand players. So if you wore 0 through 9, you were the toughest, hardest working, most competitive player on our team. If you think about the All-American, number 8 for them, one of the best players in the nation, was second round this year. Their linebacker, he was number 2. So these brand guys. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, here's the tough thing in the world that we live in right now, this name, image, likeness. And so I started talking to my guys, and they were going, yeah, coach, we're making money off of our jerseys and all this. And so I was like, man, this is tough for me because I want this single digit. I want everybody to understand, who we are, and these are our toughest guys, and you ought to see how hard they play, and that's what a Texas Tech football player looks like. But then the more I talked to them, I was like, well, I don't want to mess with anybody's money. And so I started thinking about it, and I had my band on that said Luke 3. And so next year, going into camp and coming out of camp, our team will vote on the brand. And so the guy that wears number 3 in the Red Raider uniform will be the toughest, hardest working, most competitive player on our team. And not only will he represent y'all and represent Texas Tech, but he'll represent the spirit of Luke and the fight that young man had. And so whenever you see it, you'll know exactly who's in that uniform and what he represents. Thank you so much for allowing me. Thank you. And I'll tell you, it has nothing to do with other than I think I'd love this kid. I wished I'd have got to meet him because I'm a fighter. I love tough people, and obviously he was very tough. And so enjoy tonight. If you're not already given to this organization, this is something really special to give to. Thank you very much. I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit because I think Luke might like this too, Mom. So, I'm going to get loud. I'm going to step this way. We need to get a little fired up. I know you didn't play at Tech, and when you see us play and you see that number 3, you're going to be proud. So I'm going to do a little Raider power real quick. Are y'all okay with that? All right, here we go. Raider! 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 Thank y'all very much.